Have you ever jerked off with AI content?
It'd be bearish if we didn't.
Hi, this is Mayu, and today we have a guest from Oh. What do you guys do for work?
We combine crypto, AI, and adult into what we see as a kind of super application of all of those technologies in a space which is kind of ripe for disruption, but also traditionally a Trojan horse for new technology adoption. So we're trying to use AI and crypto to make adult a lot better, both for like the user and also for how sort of the business side of it operates, and trying to sort of make the adoption of AI and crypto supercharged by wrapping it essentially in one of the oldest, most prevalent industries in the world, which is adult.
I see. Actually, like, what's the meaning of the company name? Oh.
What's the quote from the what's the quote from the Blades of Glory, is it? The kind of, no one knows what it means, but it's provocative type thing. It's basically everyone's reaction to the business. Like when you tell someone what we do, they're either like, oh, or they're like, oh. So it's either
I should
like,
say oh.
yeah, exactly. And that happens every single time we explain the name of the business, so yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say oh from now on. Okay. How they started, how you guys started the business?
Nick and I met 7 or 8 years ago, working at a different business actually, a startup of mine. Wanted to do something together. We had a digital marketing agency together for about 4 or 5 years, and the idea kind of sprouted from that adult, crypto, AI were kind of the perfect match and marry. And so we started working on this about 3 years ago. We bootstrapped the first year and a half of that through the agency Nick and I had, and then we've both been full-time together in it for the last year and a half since we raised investment. So.
Wow, sounds fascinating. So you guys know each other for 7 years?
Nearly 10, I'd say.
10 years?
Nearly a decade, yeah.
Great. Okay. Lots of creators here selling their content, but are you going to be the replacement of them, or like assisting them to like make more money with AI?
Good stuff.
I think in the short to medium term, we're assisting. So we kind of tap into their parasocial relationships, their brands, which they've kind of created for themselves, and we just enhance it. So we make it more scalable. They can just do more things at the same time. I think also the offering of what we do versus something like OnlyFans is actually pretty different. So I think OnlyFans and stuff like that continue to operate, and that's just more of like the premium, real experience. And then we're more like mass market, scalable, personalized sort of thing. I think into the future you start to see just entirely AI generated content creators come through and like in some way replace them. But I think the technology needs to get a lot better, and two, there just needs to be more time for like the lore of these creators to kind of establish themselves. So every creator you're familiar with has kind of spent like years and years building up that like the fan base, who they are, everything like that. So I don't think you're immediately going to see like an overnight sensation necessarily, which will have a deep lasting connection. I think you'll start to see those being built now, and we'll maybe see the results of that in a few years.
Can I add a couple of things? A couple of things to add. One is we're actually creating greater longevity for a lot of creators. Like the industry they operate in is relatively fickle. Like fans like the appearance of said creator at a certain period in their life, for example. And I think for a lot of creators, what they worry about is maybe when that like expires. And so I think AI can also be used as a tool to dip back into the past and bring back former glories or freeze an image or a creator in time. And the other thing to say is we're never really replacing them, right? Because our business model is that they make revenue from that to win. So they still have the ability to earn from this content. They just don't necessarily have to participate in it if they don't want. Some do, some don't want to. So I don't think we're replacing a livelihood. Maybe we're just making their life more work-free and equally more lucrative.
It's interesting. Would a fan still pay $200 for AI pay-per-view? When
yes.
they're like realizing it's AI.
Some do. Some of our users do already. Really? Yeah, okay. And we're very clear about the fact it's AI.
Okay.
So we're not pretending that it's not.
Okay.
I think we actually had a conversation on Twitter about it at one point, so I think you're bringing up a Twitter beef. Joking. I think that into the future, you won't necessarily be charging the same price point for the AI content and the real content. Content stays premium. the AI content is the more mass market stuff. I guess if a way to think about it, like every other form of content, like let's say music, sports, movies, everything, a ticket to go see a football game is, let's say, £200. To watch that on your TV is a subscription for like £10 a month. So the real thing is still there, it's still premium, but not everyone can go to the football stadium, so you watch it at home for a cheaper amount. So I think those two things continue to exist. Yeah.
That's very clear, like example I can understand very immediately.
Yeah, so it's interesting, something that we're finding through like conversations on two different sides. One is that like society is getting more open to adult content and it's becoming more normalized. So like I believe the stat is 1 in 20 women in the US are OnlyFans creators. So with that, it's kind of like very clear that this is pretty destigmatized from the consumer side, but weirdly the financial side is getting tighter and tighter. So I think this is where like there's always been this kind of conversation about crypto and adult being like a natural fit, but there's never really been the successful application of that. So I think just like as that gap basically continues to widen between like what consumers want and what financial people are kind of enabling, that's just a bigger opportunity for businesses or projects like us and you guys as well. Wink.
Can I add one thing? This is kind of like a future promo of something that's coming down the line. But I think one of the beliefs of getting into this space is that we want to enable anybody to be able to earn and make money from this industry. So one of the next iterations of the site is we're launching a platform called Oh.xyz. That's going to allow existing content creators to be able to create digital twins of themselves, but it's also going to allow anybody to create fictional characters of their choice that they think will be popular with our users or users across the industry and earn money from that. So you can create an AI character that goes live on Oh.chat and our partner sites, generates income through interacting with fans. I think what this is about is giving creators an ultimately scalable tool to be able to make money, but actually like anyone to be able to let them tap into the creator boom and explosion that we're seeing.
I was wondering, like, how do you guys see, you know, the VTuber? How do you guys see the VTuber?
So we actually have an AI system which can do live cams. So essentially, on one side of it, it's that it uses real imagery. So you take a real video of yourself, and we're essentially generating the mouth in real time to lip sync on audio. But that can be applied across like an animated image turned into a video and then animated in real time. So yeah, you can enable that. I think again, kind of back to that personalization point, it's not that it replaces the VTuber who's going to be kind of streaming to thousands of fans at the same time. It's more so that each fan can have their own conversation with that VTuber. In a personalized way.
Interesting. Okay. Because the VTuber is like a very big thing in Japan these days, and lots of people are making their customs and doing stuff. But because it's like they have to like make their designs, like it takes very much time. But maybe like if it's AI more, like it's more simple and you can choose like whatever you want. So I was wondering, because like they're like offering to draw their like designs to like each character, so I think it takes very much time. But
I wonder, like I think the interesting thing of AI is that basically any form of content, if it's written, drawn, filmed, whatever, is kind of being replaced over time. So I guess it's an open question of like whether the kind of intricate design and the human part of design continues to live, or whether that's like something that can actually be replicated.
Let's change the type of questions. Have you ever jerked off with AI content?
It'd be bearish if we didn't.
Okay. So I think like most of the like deeper questions already done. So like let's move on to the.
Was that a deep question?
I think so. I think it's very like it's not a deep, but it's a very important question.
Yeah, that I agree.
To like prove your business is very good. So quick question, should leg regulators require AI disclosure?
Say that again, sorry?
Leg regulators. Regulators, sorry. I thought like this is like a new vocabulary.
Should regulators require
the AI disclosure?
So tell you that it's AI, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And to reiterate the point, we do make clear that it's AI.
Okay. NFT, dead or alive?
Alive, different. Less JPEGs of animals, more so like ownership on chain.
Some Altman or Elon Musk?
Elon.
Elon.
A million times over.
Million times.
I don't trust Sam. Yes. Yeah, I don't trust Sam.
Ooh.
And also Elon has a goon bot on XAI, so clearly he has a better product vision.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar thing. Elon's already trying to dip his toes into some of the spicier side of AI that we do. So we clearly share the same outlook on what consumers need and will love using when it comes to AI.
What's the name of that AI?
He has Annie. It's like a kind of 3D character. Also, both Elon and I are South African, so yeah, co-patriot.
Ooh, Solana or Ethereum?
Solana. Yeah, so with the financial rails kind of getting more restricted, it's a great time for crypto. But someone like us who has to balance between being an AI business, a crypto business, and an adult business, it's kind of a trifecta of things which payment providers don't necessarily like that much. So we have to come up with pretty clever solutions. So either find great partners or actually just lean into the crypto side to be able to basically find a way to kind of bypass those traditional rails.
And I think the cause of most of the concern that traditional payment processors or like Visa and MasterCard have is around content moderation. Like that's generally what's caused a lot of restrictions to be put up, particularly against adult and AI businesses in the past. So for us, in those conversations, we have to prove the quality of our content moderation. And that content moderation is actually one of the reasons Nick and I chose to get involved in AI in the adult space in the first place, was that AI gives us the tools to be able to moderate content creation at source, which means rather than having to retrospectively have a team that goes through a site, scans what's been posted and remove it, and that's been up there for days, weeks, months, we can train the models at source to not produce illegal, harmful, abusive content. And so I think our conversations with payment processors are a little bit easier in the sense that we were able to prove what we're doing on a moderation level. But I think, of course, there are others in the space that historically haven't done that. But I certainly think it's changing for the better now.